Deon Dee, welcome to the podcast and thanks for coming through, man. You're the first podcast of the year.
Oh, really? 2024. Here we go, man.
Yes, and I'm really excited. Your partner or your business partner, Ruan Graaf, I think he was the first or the second.
I think it was the first.
In the total podcast.
Yeah. He was the first. Business partner, kind of husband/wife. We are very one. So he was the first guy I actually watched that podcast. He's the best guy, man.
I think one of the most insightful moments for me in that podcast was when he told me that you guys see a therapist together.
I know. That's how deep our relationship goes, because we don't see each other as business partners or not even just as friends. We are like, we have to be together. We are like, what I call it, kindred spirits, and it's just what it is. So we do everything we can to keep our relationship healthy, keep our business relationship and culture healthy. That's more important than anything else, in my opinion. I always tell him, like, everything we do in this industry and what we do, it doesn't matter if you're not happy doing it. That's more important for me than being successful or having a lot of money or whatever. Like, happiness first for me.
What do you think, by seeing this therapist, what is the benefit that you get out of it? Is it having a third party giving an input, or is it just being able to set out some time to have serious discussions?
Man, so many benefits. Yes, having serious discussions with each other with a mediator helps. Someone who knows both of our hearts in its entirety, not just in the business sense, but also in the personal sense. That really helps, because you know we get, like, egos get like, we have egos. So having someone there to go, like, no, you're pushing a line here, you know, that really helps. But also, for me and Graaf, we know that business will be better when we are healthy. I think we've spoken about this once as well. But if you're a healthy person inside and out, like even physically, mentally, your business will do better. And we just believe that. And us, like, knowing we both have to go to therapy at least a certain amount of times alone and together, really helps us to kind of, it's a culture, you know what I mean? Like, it's not, it's almost like it's part of the business. It's like, you have homework, this is your homework, go work on yourself. And that's what we try and do for each other and for ourselves as well. Self-awareness will also help you show where the company needs to go next, you know? I think all that's very important.
You're also really into self-improvement. I see the type of books that you read on your Instagram and those things. What do you think draws you towards that?
Just trying to be better, I guess. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know what draws me to it. I just, I've got this very, like, intense, I've got a very intense want or need to be better for the people around me and for myself as well. I mean, I've been a heavy drinker when I was younger. I've did the party thing, and I know how that feels. And I know how it feels to be healthy and to have a healthy mind, and that feels really good.
A lot better.
So much better, man, you know. I also went through some really dark things about, I want to say, 5-6 years ago now. A lot of things changed in my life. A lot of, like, pillars broke down in my life, and I was very depressed and very, very suicidal. And I think that's when I started therapy, actually. And I realized in that time what I was missing in my life, and it was the feeling of being enough. And starting to work on that part of me, like, obviously finding out your best is good enough. I started really listening to a lot of self-motivation stuff, a lot of books. I'm actually busy with a book now called It Starts With Why. It's a business book. But
Simon Sinek?
Oh, it's so good, man. Yeah, I'm like halfway, I think, now. I do audio. Like, I do audiobooks. And I actually bought myself the Daily Stoic book today, which I'm really excited
Is
to
that
read.
Ryan Holiday?
Yeah, I think so. So you
Yeah.
get a page a day kind of thing, and it's just like some simple, like good mental health thinking towards stuff. Like one of the things I really like about the Stoic stuff is the guy says just you don't have to have an opinion on everything, which I really like, because in this day and age we find ourselves having opinions about literally everything. That's why Twitter exists. You can everything you want you can have an opinion on, and there's no point in that. I don't need to have an opinion on your business. I don't need to. I do have an opinion on that, in this instance, but I don't have to have an opinion on what this guy sings or what this guy does.
Or the war in another country.
Or in another country. I don't have to, because I don't have to. There's no rules, and that I really, stuff like that I really like. And like I said, I really like the business stuff, like Simon Sinek and those kind of stuff. Also, Gary Vee, I also enjoyed his book. But the cool thing about that is it's like a double whammy. It's like business, but it's also very like self-motivating. It's very positive. And I also realized, just to finish off that question, I realized that I can decide what I put into my ears, right? What I listen to. I'm gonna listen to negative stuff or like stupid entertainment, like Kardashians or whatever. You can, that's fine. But rather put something positive in your ears. If you have a choice now.
Yeah.
Listen to something that really is it's clean, like it's good food. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's filling, and it's taking either, if it's blank space in your mind and putting something positive, or it might be negative thoughts and putting something positive. Whatever you have,
Absolutely.
you're changing it with something positive.
Yeah, like I can listen to people complain about their situations or their businesses or whatever. Like on social media, when you scroll through TikTok, there's a lot of like, oh, look how like victim, like it's so bad here or whatever. It's fine, you can do that. It's not gonna serve you. And
It's
I'm
gonna
not
probably get you some attention,
sure.
but it's not gonna serve
It's
you.
not
You're
gonna
right.
serve you. Like, and I'm not saying never do that. Like, I think balance is key. Like, I love my comedy podcasts. Like, there's a podcast called Bad Friends, which I just adore.
Is
so
it with
fun.
the Chinese guy and
the
the
Korean
ginger?
guy and the ginger guy? Yeah, I really enjoy that podcast. So that doesn't serve me in the sense of growth, but like also it's okay to not do that the whole time.
But it does serve you like in relaxation, or in just taking the edge of being a bit more chill and not totally focused on accomplishing a goal.
Yeah, if you do that too much, I mean, it's always this time of the year, like beginning of the year, where you're like super focused on every goal you want to reach, and I get that. I'm there as well now. But you can't live like that, man. You will perish, if you don't have some sort of balance or outlet, like podcasting or exercising or whatever, to get you like just level-headed again. Because if you just like I did that last year, I was just focused on business for the whole year. And I felt it at the end of the year. Like last December, November, I was barely here. I was just like not here.
Just going through the motions.
Just going through the motions. Like I couldn't wait for the year to end, and that's not like me. I really love what I do, so I want to be present. And I just wasn't the last 2 months. That's so good, and I know why. I didn't eat well. I didn't feed my mind the right kind of content. I didn't exercise. Just get the work done, and that's not good.
Yeah, these things have a big impact in your daily life and how you feel daily and how you think daily. And if you sort those things out, the rest should follow.
Yeah, I think that's very important. It's balance, man. It's balance. Everything is balance. I think what you're saying is exactly what I just wanted to reiterate that. But exactly, you need to work hard and play hard, I guess.
Yeah, both.
Yeah.
Excellent, man. So you are a musician. You're a producer. You also have... is it still producing when you're shooting the music videos and all of that? Or what did you call that?
It's producing and directing, yeah.
Directing as well. How did you get... And you're also, of course, a musician. You play for some artists. You record a lot of artists. You play on some of their music. You're also dating an artist.
Yes.
So you're properly invested in music.
Yeah.
How did you start out with music, or how did you get into music?
Okay, cool. Yeah, I've got a cool story with that. So I grew up in a small town called Bronkhorstspruit, and me and three of my friends, when we were 10, we decided we want to start a band. That was like everyone else, but we were young, and two of the guys were really talented, and we started writing our own songs. I was by far the worst musician in the band. Like, I was the guy who like started to learn the parts just to be in the band. And funnily enough, I'm the only one doing music still, and they were like super good. But anyway, my dad started a music venue in Bronkhorstspruit called the Sing Shack when I was 10 years old as well. And I just listened to music and worked in the music industry from there. I did sound there. I worked in the bar. I played shows there. I think I played 1,000 shows in my dad's venue before I was 18, easily, because I played like 3 times a week. And I always say I wasn't. You know that Bane line, The Dark Knight, where Bane says, "You nearly adopted the dark." I was molded by it. Like, that's what I feel like. I was molded by music. I wasn't even like, it was just so part of my life. And by the time I was like 17, I've done like 4 tours, like with bands we made in our schools, and we had so many great talented musicians. And when I was 18, 19, I went to SAMI, where you were as well, South African Music Institute. That's where I met Graffi, my business partner now, and we started a cover band. Played.
Was that free beer?
Free beer cover band, brother.
I remember.
And that's also a big part of where I learned a bit of business and a bit of what I do in deegraaf now in that company. Is I had to run that little band. Like, I did all the bookings, I did all the money. Graaf just showed up and did what he's doing now. Kills the guitar, he plays like beautiful pieces, and he was always that guy, and he still plays that role. I was the guy who talks on stage. I was the front man, getting people excited. After the show, I went into the crowd. They packed up the gear. I went into the crowd, and started trying to get business and contacts and
of
that
course,
kind of thing.
And gigs.
That's and for a cover band, we were extremely busy. Like, we did big shows, dude. We opened for Jeremy Loops, like in front of 5,000 people as a cover band. That doesn't make sense, but we did that, and it was so cool. So then Graaf and I got the job with Joe Black. We both played for him, and in that time, I realized, I need something that's got more longevity than this, and started thinking about the recording stuff. I met this young guy called Vanner Bakker at a show. He wanted to open the show for me, and I was like, yeah, sure, man, come. And he played beautifully. It was like a 4 o'clock morning. At the morning, I was like, dude, like with a whiskey man, 4 o'clock. I was like, dude, I'm gonna record an album for you, bro. He's like, yeah, man, sure, dude. You know how that goes. And the next Monday, I called up Graaf. I was like, listen, dude, I've got this artist. He's great. You want to record him with me? And he's like, sure. And we asked him like $500 a song. It took us almost a year to record the EP, and the third song went number 2 on Jacaranda that we've ever recorded together. That's where I was like, okay,
this is something.
There's something here. This is happening. We had bad gear, and we were just starting out, and we made a lot of mistakes.
Before this, Graaf only recorded himself, right?
Pretty much, yeah. So he did a few of his own stuff, those little, I won't say little, it's great, but the instrumental stuff. And I think he did a recording here or there for like people. Like, I don't think a lot. Nothing big, I don't think. I think maybe he did some of the Almere stuff at that time. I think so. So it was definitely professional, but it wasn't systematic, if you know what I mean. It wasn't in a business.
It wasn't a business. Yeah. He winged it.
You
guys winged it until it really was something.
Yeah, exactly.
It progresses by itself, because a lot of people won't start because they think we're not professional enough yet. We don't have the professional equipment. All of those excuses, which we think out for ourselves, but they're not true.
No, and I mean, I'm really happy that we were with Joe at that time, because because we had a salary there, we had not the time, we didn't have time, but we had the opportunity to build this new company, so we didn't have to worry too much about how much money we're making in the first year or two. It was only at like year 3 with Joe when I left there that I was like, okay, now I need to like really figure out how I'm gonna like support myself with this business. And luckily we did, and we've been doing really great stuff the last few years. But yeah, man, I've just always done music. I have to say though, I don't play any instrument in the studio anymore, because I just spoke to a guy and they're like, why don't you play, like, do you play some of the guitars or whatever in the studio? I was like, why would I play guitar? Graf's right there. Like it's like having Messi on your bench. Why would you put Messi on your bench? It's Messi. Put him in. Like that's Graf's place. So with the production, with the producer stuff, it's definitely more Graf's thing, and I am his support system. I do produce with him. I do arrangements with him, but he's really the boss when it comes to that little room with the studio gear. Whatever he says goes, kind of thing, and I'm just a support system, or I challenge him, but he's the boss there. Everything outside the studio, though, that's my baby.
I think also it's really difficult to constantly switch between being a creative and being a business person. It's difficult because it's totally two different roles. The one is almost solely feeling, and the other one is solely thinking. So it would be probably really difficult to switch between the two. Okay, now I'm the guy signing you and doing the business contracts. Okay, now I'm the creative guy helping you write a song or finish a bridge of a song.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't say it's so hard for me, man, because I tend to do business with my feelings, which might be a bad thing. I'm not sure. But that's the kind of world I want to live in, and that's what I'm going to try and create for myself. It is really hard though. Like I find myself getting hard as a person and getting cold sometimes, and I have to check myself with that because it's business, right? But I really want to run a business and be part of a business that really cares and does extra, just anything extra that you wouldn't expect to get from a business, That's just the type of person I am, and even when I'm busy with meetings, and it's very feely for me, it's very personal for me. It's not just numbers, Unfortunately, that part of the conversation always needs to happen, and it does happen, but everything before that, it would be very personal to me, and that's just how I like to run my company. It's very feely, it's very like emotional. I'm a very emotional guy.
But it probably works because the people that are your clients are artists and they operate emotionally.
Absolutely.
So you have to have a businessy angle, but with still keeping in mind that these are artists, they're emotional, they operate emotionally, and that's what makes them work.
Absolutely. It's actually very hard and interesting to, because also you're not even working with different personalities. You are working with different personalities, but they all are so uniquely erratic. And everybody's got, like, even processing, like with how we work with each artist, it's all different. Like when we work with Jan Blokhuis, that dude, I can't keep up. Like Graf and Blokhuis, they just get it. They get each other. I don't know what the hell's going on in that studio, because like what Blokhuis does is he has a lot of pieces of content that he writes musically, and then he just starts at a point. He doesn't like write the song from beginning to end. Just starts at a point, then they work on that, and then they jump like to the intro, and then they jump to the outro, and then they jump to the chorus, and I'm just sitting there like, this is way too erratic for me. I'm a bit more straight and narrow, like this is how we do it, kind of thing. Where I'm just like, I don't even know where we are with the song at this point. But then you get other artists who likes it really neatly,
step by step, like very neat. And then there's artist who doesn't even care. And this artist wants to change everything every 2 seconds. Like, it's all different. And that's really hard, because emotionally that's very draining to work with these different types of people all the time. I think for me that is probably it's like the gift and the curse. Like, I love it, but it's hard. It's hard to work with all these different types of people all the time. And it's like you said, it's emotional. It's not numbers.
it's feeling.
It's draining.
And it's draining, and you hurt people, and you know, they hurt you, and it's just like when someone says they don't like your part, you feel it. You know, it's just, you just feel it. You can't
Because
help it.
your soul is also into that part.
Exactly.
And now someone doesn't like that part, so you assume they don't like your soul.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, like that's where the mental health comes in again. It's like, if you know you're good enough, that little hit won't do anything to you. If you're unwell inside and you feel like you're not enough and you're not good enough, you don't deserve to be here, and someone says that, they're giving you confirmation that that's true, which is, that's the problem in our field. So you have to be enough, and I always say your best is good enough. If you know you've done your best, it's good enough.
And you can't connect your value to your job.
Absolutely not. No, it's the worst, and that happens in music all the time, because musicians are completely they drown in their music. It's everything to them. Like, I mean, we know Graf. Like, music is everything to him, you know. And luckily, he's on a great journey to realize the difference between his value in his musical career and his value in his personal being. You know, he's amazing, amazing, amazing guy. And he's starting to really realize that, and it's so great to look, to see it,
To see the transformation.
to see the transformation. He's doing so well, and I'm flipping proud of that guy.
Why do you think music is so important? I mean, for you guys, it's your hobby, it's your job, it's your every hour of the day. Why do you think music has this power to form you as a person and to keep you going?
Cool. I've got 2 points. I always say music is the third most powerful thing in the universe. First is love, because obviously. Second is hate, because it's the opposite of love. Third is music. So the reason that's the third one for me is those are the only 3 entities that can warp your emotion in 2 seconds. That's it. If you walk into a room and you have the worst day ever, and you hear a song that reminds you of your best friend when you were 15, like a Blink song for us probably, there's a little like, oh, you know, and suddenly your day feels a little bit better. And same goes other way. If you have a good day and you hear a song that was played at your best friend's funeral, that, you know, it just takes you back there for a second. I mean, other than love and hate, I don't think there's anything else that can do that. So it's a very powerful thing, firstly. Secondly, it's kind of in the same vein, but I think, I can't remember who said this, but I want to say it's Kevin Bacon. No, it was Ethan Hawke. He was talking about just any type of artistic thing. But what he said was, like, if you're happy and things are going really well, you have your friends, everything's great, you know, you play your music, whatever. It's there, but you don't really hear it, whatever. The moment you feel depressed or you are alone or you have no one, because everybody goes through that moment, what is the first thing people cling to? It's art, it's poetry, it's music. Those are the things that people go to when things are really going bad, because that's someone feels like this too. Someone gets me now. Now I had that with Damien Rice. That was my guy. When I was in that kind of hole, I always say, if it weren't for Damien Rice and my 2 sisters, I wouldn't be anymore. Like, that's how big Damien Rice had an impact in my life, and that's music, man, and that's art. Like, if you lose someone that's really close to you and you read a poem that they wrote or that's applicable, you know, you
immediately connect back to that moment,
man. And you don't feel alone in that moment. It's like, oh, this guy really gets it. Like, with those expressive words and expressive melodies and whatever, you know, whatever draws you to that song. For some reason, that song or that piece of art or whatever makes you feel like, this guy gets me. Now I'm not alone. Because what's worse than being super, super, super sad?
I don't know.
Being alone and super, super, super sad.
Yeah.
That's the difference. And that's what music gives you. It's that feeling, that sense that you are not alone. That's why people like think they know artists. that happens a lot. I've seen this a million times. You would see the artist walking down the street, and you're like, dude, hoe gaan het, bro? Lekker om jou te zien. How are you doing? Whatever. And you don't realize this guy does not know you. You might know him because
you have an intimate connection because you know his whole story,
Exactly.
everything that he writes
Dude,
about.
I truly feel like I know Ben Howard. Like, I know him. I don't. But like in my heart, I feel like I do because I've been listening to his music and it's been talking to me for so many years. You know, how interesting is that? You know, and that's music, man. That is intensely powerful. And yeah, I've had this through my whole life, like just listening to stuff that really makes me feel like, wow. Like even some of the songs I've worked on, like I've cried working on songs, man. Like going through something and working on a song that's explaining to me what I'm going through, coincidentally, and I'm just sitting there crying, like working on this song, just crying. How amazing is that? Like
It's
that's
like
great.
that Instagram filter that you constantly use.
Yeah, I
The
used
guy
it today. Yeah, exactly.
Guy just sitting there, sobbing.
Just crying, just working on a song. It's great.
Yes, I wanted to ask you something specific now, but let's go to the music industry. And what role do you think social media is currently playing in the industry? I mean, that's probably one of the biggest things.
It is the
change.
biggest. It's bigger than the song at the moment, which I really don't like. You know, it's just what it is. But I really truly feel especially TikTok, but if your social media is done really well, you can have an average song that just has something connected to the social media that can really blow up. Where in the past, it was the song always came first. You know, that's the most important thing. So it's not something I really like, but it is what it is. But if you don't really, as an artist right now, if you don't really work on your social media and at least post like 10 pieces of content a week, at least, at minimum, like you're losing a lot of traction, which sucks because I would really love for the industry to still be at the place where, wow, listen to how great the song is written. You know, because like for instance, in South Africa, you can't write a ballad now. You can't release a ballad. It will not get traction because it's just our culture does not consume it. They want braai, brandewyn, that kind of thing, which is still a great art form. I mean, I get what it is, and it's fine. You can find great songs in that, and like all respect to that. But it's just not that song that's gonna talk to you when you feel alone. It's not that, and I need more of that. I want more of that in the industry, and unfortunately, our culture doesn't really allow that to be alive as or healthy as I would want. But hopefully through social media you can get your niche audience, and you can find a new audience in the Netherlands or in America or in England, whatever, if you do English, or even Afrikaans in Netherlands, and really cultivate your own niche audience through social media with the type of music you want to make.
And probably connects you more to your audience, because like you say, when you listen to someone's song and you connect to that, if you have even a bit of the backstory to the song because the guy did a small short or a video or something, it connects you more.
Absolutely. No, it does. It really does. I mean, with a lot of Janie's shows, when she starts speaking about her songs, a lot of people message her or come after the show and it's like, I love the song, but now that I know what it's about, I really love the song. You know, so that's super important. I do also like the idea of someone kind of making their mind up about what the song's about on their own, because it's kind of their road. I know a song of Damien Rice that had this one specific meaning to me for like 10 years. And then after that whole thing I went through, the suicidal time, I listened to that song again, and it had a whole new meaning. And I've never known what it's really about in terms of what Damien wrote it about. But damn, man, how cool is that? Like, it was even more significant in my life. That's cool. And you won't get that with how lekker is this party right now.
Yeah.
You know? Lekker is hierdie brandewyntjie.
Yeah, the same thing like with Spoegwolf and how they write. It's so poetic.
Yeah.
You can interpret it in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
And I've tried to think about a lot of the lines that they sing about. It's like something that he saw in a stage of his life. Just like he sings about the shadow underneath the door. Just like small touches, or the wind that hit her hair in this way.
Absolutely.
And
I've got a great Donnie Randolph story I can tell you.
Please do.
So, Janie and Donnie wrote Ek Glo Nog in Jou together.
Yes.
And I was there in the writing session. And maybe it's just amazing for me, but as someone who's so involved in music. So they were writing the song, and Janie wrote a verse, and she sang the verse, and she sang the chorus. And Donnie's just sitting there, like, fiddling, right? And he needs to write his verse now. And I'm just sitting there, like, far and just looking at him. And I can just see, like, his
the gears
moving, right? And suddenly his eyes just jumped, like, boom. And he sang this lyric. I think it was, I want to remember that lyric now. Sal ek jou intou, can't remember it now, but the idea of the line was, it's a woordspeling on onthou en intou. And as you wrote it, I went like, what? I just saw this happening, like poetically happening in real time. And when he wrote it, I told him, I was like, oh, so you're playing the word on that and this? He's like, yeah.
You changed it around the poetic freedom.
Yeah, so it works on both sense. It means like, ek sal jou intou, I'll pull you in. And intou and onthou, it's like, I'll pull you in my mind. That's kind of the idea. And I asked him, was that the idea? And he was like, yeah. And dude, it was, my mind blew. Like, I was like, how did you just do that? Because it happened in 20 seconds.
And he's like writing on 2 levels.
Exactly. Like, it was so amazing. I was so blown away in that moment. Like, just being able to see stuff like that, that's magic, dude. That's magic. And that's practice. But yeah.
Tell me,
great.
I don't wanna throw you in the fire, but how do you feel about people using ghostwriters or buying songs from someone else? Because of course then you lose that connection to the person laying out the emotions or feelings. Now someone else, I think you can still portray a story, but the story has so much more meaning and emotion when it's sung by the writer.
So I actually have an opinion on this one, but it's a good one. I really feel that having writers or ghostwriters, I don't like ghostwriters, because ghostwriters are like, someone wrote the song and you claim to write the song. I hate that. That's dumb. Like, just give the guy who wrote the song, just give him his flowers. But if you're meaning like writers writing for other people, I actually don't mind that at all, because not all writers can sing and not all singers can write. So it's a different art form. For instance, let's say no one can sing like Adele. No one can sing like Adele. But no one can write like Taylor Swift. Right? Okay, she can sing as well, but stupid
I understand
example.
I understand.
So it's fulfilling a need in the creative industry. So I don't think that writers should necessarily keep the songs for themselves either. Music is about sharing whatever there is to share. If it's the song you have to share, if it's the voice you have to share, if you're a guitarist and you want to share that's what music is. It's collaborative, it's sharing.
You just get someone to voice your opinion or to voice your feelings.
Yeah, and like I said, I can write a song. I actually wrote a song about a friend that broke my heart, because he, let's not get into what he did, but he broke my heart. I wrote a song about that. And I played the song to a friend, and after like 3 months, it's like, who's the song about? Like, what did she do to you? I was like, no, it's not about a girl. It's about this friend of mine. And he's like, oh, for me, it was always this girl because this happened in my life.
That's how he related to it.
And that's how I related. So it's his own road. And that's the beauty of music, right? So if Janie just wrote a song, because she does that, she writes for other people, and she wrote a song for someone, and before she started writing the song, she would have like a meeting, or let's say an interview of like, what do you want to write about? What do you love? What's interesting to you? So she finds the person in the song and she writes a song and she gets a connection with that. And then it's the singer's job to have a connection with the song. And if they don't find the connection, they should not sing it. That's important. So if there's no connection to that song, if you are if you're Irene Louise, if you're like a pop singer and you want to you want to sing like a Damien Rice song right now, it's the connection's not there, not the brand's not there, it won't work. And same goes vice versa. So there needs to be a connection or a reason, even if it's a business reason, but a reason for you to want to do the song. And it needs to be sound. Otherwise, there's no point in that. But I really like sharing music and sharing songs and stories and riffs and whatever it is to get the song out.
Tell me, how big of an input do you guys give to whoever's recording with you? How much do you tell them, listen, this will work really well, or this will sound really cool if you change it this way?
A lot. Graaf and I give everything we have. Like, we give every drop of knowledge. We don't hold back on anything. So,
and it's not in a degrading way. It's
no.
Let's get this as good as it can be.
We all want the same thing. So I think for us, the most important thing, if you're throwing ideas around, right? Like, the most important thing is still connecting what the artist wants. She or he's got a vision. This is my sound. This is where I want to go. Anything, you can throw in anything around that, but you need to have her or him in that song still. I mean, again, sharing. It needs to sound. It needs to look, feel, and sound like the person. You know, the cool thing about that is people are complex. So there's not one sound that is right. So that's what's cool about having 3 people in the studio, because I connect with the artist at this level or at this way, and Graaf connects with him in this way, and she or he connects with himself in another way. And there's 3 ways, you know, and none of them are right or wrong. So we can just like...
It's just a different expression.
It's just a different expression, a different way. I mean, this might be white for you, it might be a different white for me, you know what I mean? So we will use our professional expertise to guide your vision. That's kind of the idea. But also what we do is we will help you arrange your song. We will even help you write the song if the song's not there yet. And man, like Graaf and I would go, we always go the extra mile to find you exactly what you need in your song. That's kind of what we want to do. We don't want to be the studio company that, oh, you want to do it? Well, you want to do a song? Give me your money. Come in. We'll do the song. Get out. We don't do that. We spend time 3 weeks prior to the recording day and 3 weeks after the recording day to make sure that you know everything you need to know about the song and how to release it and where to release it and who do you need to speak to, and do you want to speak to this label, or are you interested in this label? Why should you go to a label? Why shouldn't you go to a label? All that encompasses a week, or let's say a month with us. We don't want to just do one thing. So, and again, to go back to the musical aspect of it, Graaf has a talent that I cannot describe. And I think everybody that has been in our studio will tell you the same thing. There's something in him, like, he gets an idea, and it just comes to him. Like, dude, it's so insane to watch.
It's probably like a insane obsession / passion / skill.
Well,
the combination of the two.
I always say I don't think it's from this earth. The way it happens to him is so amazing to watch. So we've got this little docu on our website that people can go check where I speak about it as well. But we would the artist would come in and we'd start working on the song, and we'd do the demo, and I'm like starting to stress. I'm like, what are we gonna do with the song? I have no idea where to go with the song. And Graaf's sitting there and he's like listening to the song. He's like playing something, and I'm starting to really stress. Like, it's been like 20 minutes to half an hour, and like there hasn't been progress. And he just goes like, "I've got it." And when that happens, I'm just like, "Oh, thank you, because like, and then just like these like magical ideas just like pour out of him. It's not one idea. It's like they build on each other. Like everything like fits eventually. Like, and I don't know,
Flow state.
dude. Yeah, like, but the thing is, he's been doing that for 8 years, and I've never seen it slow down. He's like truly like he's a unicorn. I don't know how he does that. Like, dude, after a session, I am fried. I'm like, after a day in the studio, I'm fried. And then he's like, cool, what are we going to do now? Like, let's go have a drink or something. I was like, nah, dude, I'm going to bed. I want to go chill. And he's like, no, we just started. And, you know, I just don't know how he does
and
that.
that energizes him.
Yeah, it does. And I can't get it.
It drains you.
It drains. But the thing is, like, him having to do a thing like this or a meeting, like,
It's
that
a lot
drains.
more difficult for
That's
him. Yeah.
really, and this energizes me again. You
Yeah.
know, so that's the beauty between me and Graf is we are so different, and that's why we are so compatible. And it's just finding like that respect between each other, and like keeping that respect and like even the flow state between us, the mental between us, healthy. Because if we don't do that, we are so different, it will just move. But we love each other so much, and we respect each other and each other's opinions so much, that we do want to stick together, because we know without each other we wouldn't be in the position that we are now, and we both know what roles we've played in each other's lives in a professional and personal sense. He's inspired me so much over the years. Like, it's been insane to watch him do his thing. Like, he's such an inspiring person, and he doesn't say anything. Like, I'm a talker. He doesn't say anything to inspire. He just does. How incredible is that? You know, where I'm probably more like a speaker, and like I would try to inspire you with words. He doesn't do that, you know. And I think we've played a big role in each other's lives for so long. It's become we're completely like kindred. Like, it's not one without the other. That's just how it is, and I love it.
That's a beautiful relationship to be part of, man. That's really cool.
Blessed.
Can you name drop a little of some of the artists that you're currently busy with? What are some of the big things coming out of your studio?
Yes, 2024. Nothing too big yet, but the year's still young. I've got a few videos I have to shoot. There's a few young artists that's gonna come through.
I'm gonna ask you about that now.
The young artists.
Yes.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's a fun one. So yeah, there's still a few young artists that's gonna come this year, but I think for us last year, doing the Elandre album and doing the Rihanna 2 singles of Rihanna was probably the biggest stuff we could have done. And obviously Gerard Stein's success with his like pop songs did really well, and I think that really helped us get a bit more seen in the industry as someone that like a more competitive,
but more recognition for your work.
Yeah, exactly. Like, oh, okay, cool, anybody can go there, you know, because they've been doing really well. I mean, Lofi was there with Gerard. Yeah, he's actually never been in our studio. Can you believe it?
Oh, well, it's time.
Yeah, well, you know, we've done 2 songs or 3 songs that he has sang on, but he's never been...
Yeah, like with Bauer Bosch.
Yeah. With, I think that was Graf did that one alone, actually. But yeah, like that, and like 2 of the Gerard Stein songs. But he's never actually sat in our studio and worked with us, which is funny because Donnie has been in our studio and we've never worked with Spookville, which is interesting. Like... but yeah, the Elandre stuff was really big for us. I think even for our confidence, you know, being the young guns, and I think being the guys who's pressing the industry from a new, different sound and different angle, and you know, having to do a big project like that and having it be somewhat successful, I think gave us a lot of like, oh, like, yeah, we're doing it, you know, that's awesome. And then I think there's one thing it's still a secret, so I'm not going to say too much, but we did an international song with an international artist. That we did the video, we did the BTS, we did the song, and hopefully it'll come out like April. But we've been holding on to that song for like years now. But really excited I'll show you after the pod. I'll show you I'll show you the video. But really excited for that to come out. Yeah, man, we've just been really lucky to be really busy. And we do want to spend a lot of time with young artists as well. Like, it is important for us.
Who are some of the young artists that we should be looking out for?
Ooh, that's tough. There's a guy, we haven't actually worked with this guy, but I want to say there's a guy called Shawl, but he's got an X in his, instead of the A, he's got an X on TikTok, whatever. He's really cool. I really like his style. In terms of our studio, I think Alba V is an interesting prospect. She's like 15 or 16 years old. She just did a song with Janie as well called Tate Bomb. I think I think she's doing pretty well. I think she's gonna have a hella of a career because her head is screwed on right. You know, she gets it. She's still young. She's got a lot to learn. She's very talented. I really like Gemma Catherine. She's been with us for a while now, so you guys can go check her out. And another, I mean, he's young, but I'm older than him. But if he doesn't feel young, he's a guy called Lee Cole.
I know Lee Cole stuff.
So we've worked with him a bit. We've done a song or two. We've done some mixes for him. Graaf plays guitar for him. And that guy, bro, is incredible. He is so amazing. I really hope that he leaves South Africa in the next 3 to 5 years to go, to England or Netherlands or Germany or whatever, to have a really big career. Because unfortunately, I don't think the size of South Africa can do his music justice. It's just bigger than that, you know. Yeah, so those are a few guys I'm really I have a close eye on, and I'm looking forward to see, especially Shawl, because I just met him once, but he's so cool, man. I would love to work with him. Damn, I would love to work with that guy.
Shawl, that's the call out.
Yeah, Shawl, come on, dude. Get in here. Get in here.
With you dating Janie and also still playing for some artists, how do you balance your personal life, social life, work life? That's probably extremely difficult.
Yeah, well, the honest truth is I don't balance it. But I feel like, I think I always say, like, this is the time to work really hard, and, you know, and luckily I can do it with Janie. So that's the beauty of it.
And it probably helps with her also being in the industry and understanding how it works.
So much. You know, it helps so much. We've been together now for 10 years, which is a very long time. But I actually don't play for a lot of artists these days, to be honest with you. I'm solely focused on the business side of this company of deegraaffprod Productions, that I rarely play guitar these days.
You do play for her a little bit sometimes?
I still play for her, yes. So I tour with her, and that's kind of the main thing.
That helps, because then
it's the best, dude.
Whatever town she's in, you're there.
I'm there with her, you know, and I mean, we do work. She's kind of obviously a part of this company in some weird sense. So she's there in the studio a lot. She listens to the mixes. She listens to the productions.
Give some input.
She gives some input to me, and, you know, I can take it or leave it, and, you know, use it or not. And she's been kind enough to come do some backup vocals for us. So we do work together a lot. But yeah, like before, when I was still with Joe, it was really hard, like, because we traveled a lot, and we didn't see each other really, you know. And when we saw each other, I was so tired the whole time, because the touring with Joe was so grueling. Like, I'm definitely not built for it, man. I realized it then, which is also interesting, because when you're younger, that's all you want to do. That's your dream, touring musician. And then you do it for 3 years, and like, nah, it's not for me, you know. And now I have to find.
Didn't know what this is about.
Exactly, you know. Definitely something I want to do this year is play more guitar and do a few extra gigs. You know, I do still do some session work, not as often as I used to, but I definitely want to get back and play guitar a bit more. I really want to listen to music more. That's one of the things. Last year I realized I didn't listen to any music last year, because I'm in the studio, I'm working on music. I get home, I drive in silence. Like, I don't listen to music, so I want to change that as well. But yeah, working with I think actually my life is quite balanced, to be honest. I do work a lot of hours, but for me it doesn't feel like work. I just love doing it. I would do it anyway. I was on holiday for 10 days in Netherlands, kind of last year, in the middle of the year, to kind of, how can I say this, do the traveling vacation thing, right? And a lot of people say that feeds your soul. Like traveling feeds your soul. Nah, dude, not for me. I hate it. I mean, it was cool to see Netherlands and be there, and it was a great experience. But like, it doesn't fulfill me, man.
Don't like being a tourist.
I'm not a tourist. It doesn't fulfill me. I need to be fulfilled. And me, like, working every day on music and working with Graaf and figuring out the next step in our business, and that fulfills the shit out of me, you know. So I want to stay there. The reason I'm doing the traveling stuff is because it fulfills my wife a lot. So, you know, and that fulfills me though. Like, her getting fulfilled fulfills me, and that's my compromise I will make, you know. But yeah, dude, just give me Wi-Fi, give me Graaf, give me an artist. I'm happy. Give me a video to shoot. I'm happy. Like, that's all I want to do. The best.
That's cool if you can have a career that does all of those and pays you as well. I mean, that's amazing.
Graaf and I, a lot of times we're sitting in studio doing a mix or working on a song or whatever, and one of us would just go, "Can you believe we're doing this, dude? How crazy is this is our jobs and it's ours," and we just have that moment of like, wow, like, cause you know how it is when you hustle and when you work the way we do, you forget to stop sometimes and just go like, holy shit. Like, look at us.
We are doing someone and ourselves' dream job.
Yeah, like, we're doing this. Like, that's an amazing feeling, and it beats money. It beats all of it, dude. Like,
and it has legs. This can go for a long time.
Long time, dude. Yeah, and obviously with this business we can build on new businesses, and that can be our money project. But this is sacred. It's sacred, and nothing will take it away. You know, and it's passion, it's everything that Graaf and I want, and it's still cock, and it's hard, and there's a lot of shit I don't like, and this, you know, the industry is not a fun place to be in, to be honest. It's a hard industry, it's a toxic industry. But with all that being said, I don't want to be anywhere else, dude. That's where I want to be. That's where I live. It's the best.
Real estate was really tough last year, interest rates, all of that. But still, if you give me a lineup of careers to choose, I'd probably still choose the same one.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Like, it's just you can't get it out of me. You know, I've tried doing different things. I went into IT for a while in COVID, which I really enjoyed. Like, the fire was there for like 3 months, and then you just like gone away, and I started realizing everything that I've learned in IT, I was trying to like adapt into music in any way and form I can. And then I realized, just realized again, damn, I can't get myself away from this, and I shouldn't. I'll just have to make it work. I remember when I was quite young. I think I was like 9. Yeah. So I did 190 shows that year. I think I was 19 or 20. And I was like, okay, I'm for the first time in my life, I'm not going to take my guitar with me on this holiday. I'm just going to go with my friend to Cape Vital, catch fish, chill. And like by day 3, I was like itching to have my guitar with me and to play guitar. And I was like working out chords in my head that I've never played before, and I was completely like weirdo. Like, I was such a weirdo that holiday, and I just realized like I can't not do this. I have to do this. It's not even a choice. It's just what I need to do. And even if it's horrible sometimes, the industry is a really hard place to be in. It's small and it's cutthroat, and it's a lot of voices and a lot of things happening in the industry on a daily basis. Even with that being said, it's still the only place I need to be and want to be. And to have someone like Graaf and someone like my wife on my sides, you know, and doing it with me, that's the best. That's literally the best scenario I could have asked for. Is that this is my best scenario right now.
Sounds like a beautiful place to be, man.
Man, it's the best.
So everyone's gonna go check out what you guys do. Just give us your Instagram handle, Facebook handle.
Yeah. Perfect.
Where can they check out what you're busy with or who you
So,
are recording?
The best place to check out what we do is on our website, deegraaffproductions.com. Just put in the, what do you call it? The
Handle or
handle.
the website. Or
Yeah, whatever.
link.
The link or whatever. You can just throw it in there. The caption, yeah. So you can check out there, and then you can follow me, Deon Dee, or Graaf. And then we have on Instagram, and then we have one called deegraaffprod. And they're all got kind of their own style of how we produce content. And on TikTok, you can just follow me, Deon Dee. I'm going to do a lot of stuff on TikTok this year. I'm planning on doing a lot of little interviews and stuff with our clients and with the artists that come to us. There's already a few out that's been fun to do, but I'm gonna pick it up. So yeah, I'll also need to do the social media thing a bit better. But the difference is I'm not an artist, so it's not that important to me. But I always say our product is so good. What Graaf's doing with our product is so good. I need everything to be at that level. Our website needs to look as good as it sounds. You know, everything needs to get up, and it will happen like periodically with every piece of content we do. But everything needs to be as good as our heart, and our heart is the music.
Of course. I think that's great, man. And thank you for this interesting conversation.
Pleasure,
I love
man.
talking to artists because you guys are deep and you go deep.
Yeah.
So I love that. And I will talk to you, maybe sometime do a podcast with you and Graaf together.
Oh, I would love that. That would be really interesting.
No, I think so.
It would be so nice seeing Graaf sit here, the whole podcast, just sitting. No. You speak with me.
No, I think that's cool. Deon, thank you for your time. And I hope you guys have an amazing year.
Thanks,
A
man.
lot of growth, a lot of success, and helping out a lot of new artists.
Yeah. I hope so too. Come visit our studio anytime.
That's cool, man. Thanks, guys, for listening.
Cheers.